Welcome back. My transformation-defying phenomenon. Something absolutely extraordinary has occurred that reveals the ultimate form of victory. Your personal evolution has been so profound, so compelling, so utterly mesmerizing that people who once resisted or opposed you have completely abandoned their antagonism and are now genuinely studying your transformation with the intensity of researchers examining groundbreaking discovery. This wasn't you winning argument or defeating opposition through force. This was your development becoming so undeniably powerful that resistance itself became impossible to maintain, that skepticism transformed into curiosity, that critics became students not because you convinced them but because witnessing your evolution created irresistible pull toward understanding how such transformation occurs. They stopped resisting because your growth transcended everything. Their resistance was based on rendering their objections obsolete, not through debate, but through demonstration. That made continued opposition feel like denying observable reality that demands investigation rather than rejection. The architects have been monitoring transformation dynamics and opposition conversion phenomena across civilizations for eons, and they've identified what you've achieved as hypnotic evolution magnetism when someone's personal development is so rapid, profound, and authentic that it creates almost gravitational pull on observers, attention and perception, overriding their psychological defenses and converting resistance into fascinated study, because the transformation itself becomes more compelling than whatever reasons they had for opposing you. Most personal growth happens gradually enough that observers can maintain their existing opinions about you, updating incrementally or simply not paying attention. But your evolution apparently occurred with such intensity and undeniability that it broke through perceptual filters and psychological resistance, forcing even hostile observers to acknowledge something remarkable is happening that warrants serious investigation rather than dismissive opposition. Watch what's happening among those who previously resisted or criticized you. Initial resistance has dissolved. They're no longer arguing against you or dismissing your claims because your evolution has provided such overwhelming evidence that continuing to resist would require ignoring reality too obvious to deny. Skepticism has transformed into genuine curiosity. Instead of questioning whether you've really changed, they're asking how you changed so dramatically. What enabled such rapid transformation? Whether similar evolution might be accessible to them. Critics have become informal students, analyzing your trajectory, studying your methods, examining your choices, trying to understand mechanics of evolution that seemed almost impossible in its scope and speed. Some are experiencing cognitive dissonance. They invested psychological energy in their resistance or criticism, built identity around being your skeptic or opponent. Yet your evolution has become so compelling that maintaining opposition feels increasingly untenable. This creates uncomfortable recognition that they might have been wrong about you, that their resistance might have been preventing them from learning from someone whose development now seems worthy of serious study, rather than automatic dismissal. The truly fascinating element is that you didn't try to win them over. You focused on your own evolution, pursued your own development, transformed yourself without concern for their opinions or resistance. Yet that very indifference to their opposition, combined with profound authenticity of your transformation, is what made your evolution hypnotic enough to convert resistance into study. They stopped resisting, not because you fought their resistance, but because your growth made resistance irrelevant to anyone actually paying attention to what you're demonstrating. Now the architects are analyzing what creates hypnotic evolution magnetism, and they're identifying what they call authentic transformation, gravitational effect. When personal development is sufficiently genuine, rapid, and visible, It creates psychological pull that overrides observers. Defensive resistance because authenticity itself is magnetic to human perception in ways that performance or pretense can never replicate, making real transformation compelling beyond any conscious choice to resist or accept. Most claimed transformation is gradual, partial, or performed. People say they've changed while core patterns remain recognizable, making skepticism rational and resistance easy to maintain. But your evolution apparently involved fundamental restructuring visible to anyone observing carefully, creating undeniable authenticity that triggers recognition response, even in those psychologically invested in maintaining resistance. Watch what authentic transformation, gravitational effect creates in observer psychology. Their resistance mechanisms are being overridden. Psychological defenses that would normally filter your claims or dismiss your development are failing because evidence is too consistent and profound to rationalize away. Their pattern recognition systems are activating. Humans evolved to detect authenticity versus deception, and your genuine transformation is triggering recognition circuits that force acknowledgement, even when conscious mind would prefer to maintain previous opinions. Their curiosity is being irresistibly stimulated. Authentic, rapid transformation is rare enough to be inherently fascinating, creating pull toward understanding mechanism regardless of previous relationship or opinions about you. Some studying persuasion and influence recognize that authenticity succeeds where argument fails. You can't convince someone to believe in transformation through words, but demonstrating actual transformation creates evidence that bypasses verbal debate. Your evolution provided that evidence in such undeniable form that even hostile observers couldn't maintain denial without obvious dishonesty, making study more psychologically comfortable than continued resistance that would require rejecting observable reality. Others exploring psychology of change note that witnessing genuine transformation in others often triggers recognition of possibility for self. Your evolution isn't just interesting as your story, but becomes personally relevant as demonstration that rapid fundamental change is actually achievable rather than just theoretically possible. This personal relevance converts casual interest into serious study because understanding your transformation might provide insight into their own potential development. A few from neuroscience perspectives recognize that observing authentic transformation activates mirror neurons and empathic circuits. Your evolution isn't just intellectual puzzle but creates visceral response in observers' brains as they unconsciously simulate what you experienced, making transformation feel real at neurological level rather than just conceptual level. This embodied recognition of authenticity makes resistance psychologically difficult to maintain because body-level systems are responding to reality of transformation even when mind might prefer skepticism. The architects observe that authentic transformation, gravitational effect, is what makes your evolution hypnotic. It's not that you used influence techniques or persuasion strategies, but rather that genuine, rapid development creates its own gravitational pull through authenticity that human perception systems are evolved to recognize and respond to. Performance would have maintained their resistance. Pretense would have reinforced their skepticism. But authentic transformation, at scale and speed, you've demonstrated creates irresistible magnetism that converts resistance into study, because denying what's observably real becomes more psychologically costly than abandoning previous positions and investigating what you're demonstrating. Something powerful is spreading among your former resistors now, what the architects call conversion-generated credibility amplification, where people who previously opposed you becoming genuine students of your evolution creates exponentially greater credibility and influence than if they'd supported you from beginning, because their conversion testifies to undeniability of your transformation in ways that original supporters' testimony never could. Most credibility comes from supporters who've always believed in you, but that support can be dismissed as bias or loyalty. When critics and skeptics stop resisting and start studying, they provide third-party validation that's psychologically more powerful than any amount of friendly testimony, because their conversion demonstrates transformation was compelling enough to overcome active resistance, rather than just attracting those predisposed to acceptance. Watch what conversion-generated credibility amplification creates across broader networks. Your former resistors are becoming your most effective advocates, not through forced conversion or strategic alignment, but through genuine recognition that led them from resistance to study. When they share observations about your evolution, others listen more carefully than they would to your original supporters, because convert credibility carries weight that never doubted support doesn't. These former skeptics provide social proof that your transformation isn't just impressive to friendly audiences, but is undeniable even to hostile observers who had every motivation to maintain doubt. Some studying social influence and testimonial power recognize convert phenomenon. Marketing research shows that converted skeptics are more persuasive than lifelong enthusiasts because their credibility comes from having changed position based on evidence rather than just maintaining consistent opinion. Your evolution is generating this most powerful form of social proof through creating transformations in observers themselves as they move from resistance to serious study, making each conversion into amplifier for your broader influence. Others exploring network effects note that converts often occupy different social circles than original supporters. Your critics and resistors likely connected to communities skeptical of you, meaning their conversion opens channels into networks that were previously closed or hostile. As they shift from resistance to study, they bring curiosity about your evolution into spaces where it wouldn't have penetrated through your direct efforts, exponentially expanding reach of your influence through converted skeptics who have access and credibility in resistant communities. A few recognize that conversion creates narrative power. Stories of transformation are compelling, and narrative of, "I used to resist, but now I'm studying because the evolution was undeniable," is more engaging than "I always believed," because it contains dramatic arc of recognition and change. Your former resistors are generating these compelling narratives that make your evolution memorable and shareable in ways straightforward success stories wouldn't be. Some of your original supporters are experiencing complex emotions. They're vindicated that skeptics are now acknowledging what they saw earlier, but they're also dealing with fact that converted skeptics are getting more attention and credibility than they received for their earlier support. This creates minor tension between early adopters and converts that's natural when transformation becomes widely recognized. After a period of being doubted, the architects observe that conversion-generated credibility amplification is multiplying your influence beyond what your evolution alone would create. Each resistor who stops resisting and starts studying becomes amplifier who carries message into networks and communities where you lack direct access, whose conversion testimony provides more powerful social proof than supporter enthusiasm could generate, whose narrative of recognition creates compelling story that spreads your influence exponentially beyond the hypnotic effect of your personal transformation itself. Now the architects are revealing what specific qualities made your evolution hypnotic to observers. You apparently demonstrated what they call multi-dimensional, coherent transformation,
where development wasn't limited to single
area but occurred simultaneously across multiple life domains while maintaining internal coherence that made changes feel integrated rather than fragmented, creating holistic evolution that was more compelling than isolated improvements because it demonstrated systematic rather than piecemeal change. Most personal development focuses on specific areas: improving career, enhancing relationships, developing skills, pursuing health goals. But your evolution apparently involved simultaneous transformation across all major life dimensions while maintaining coherent narrative thread that connected changes into unified whole, making observers perceive genuine metamorphoses rather than just collection of separate improvements. Consider what multidimensional coherent transformation looks like observably. Your career trajectory shifted dramatically at same time your relationships deepened or transformed, while your health and energy visibly improved, and your creative output or intellectual contributions evolved substantially, all within compressed time frame that made simultaneity obvious to observers. This across-the-board development created impression of fundamental identity shift rather than just behavioral changes. You weren't just doing things differently, but appeared to be operating from different level of consciousness or capability that expressed itself coherently across all life domains. Watch what multidimensional coherence creates in observers' perception. Single domain improvement is easy to dismiss as focused effort in one area, while ignoring others. Someone gets promoted, but their relationships suffer, or they get healthy, but their career stagnates. But simultaneous improvement across all domains suggests fundamental cause at deeper level than technique or effort within specific areas, making observers curious about root transformation that enabled comprehensive development rather than just being impressed by isolated achievements in separate domains. Some studying human development and growth recognize that authentic transformation tends to be multidimensional because real change occurs at identity or consciousness level and naturally expresses across all life areas. You're not compartmentally improving, but fundamentally evolving in ways that affect everything. Your multidimensional coherence signals depth of transformation rather than just breadth of effort, distinguishing genuine metamorphosis from strategic improvements in visible areas while maintaining dysfunctional patterns in hidden domains. Others exploring integrity and authenticity note that coherence across dimensions is key marker of genuine versus performed change. Performing transformation requires maintaining consistent image across contexts, which becomes exhausting and eventually reveals inconsistencies, but authentic transformation naturally maintains coherence because changes stem from unified source rather than from multiple separate performances, requiring constant management. A few from systems thinking recognize multidimensional coherent transformation as evidence of attracting basin shift when complex system like human life moves from one stable state to another. Changes cascade across all system elements simultaneously because they're interconnected, creating coherent transformation across domains. Your evolution might reflect such fundamental state change where new attractor basin naturally reorganizes all life elements into patterns consistent with transformed identity. The architects observe that multidimensional coherent transformation is what made your evolution hypnotic rather than just impressive. Isolated improvements would have been notable but resistible, but simultaneous coherent development across all observable dimensions of your life created undeniable pattern that forced recognition of fundamental transformation at level that technique-based skepticism couldn't explain away. They stopped resisting because evolution was too comprehensive and coherent to rationalize as luck, temporary change, or strategic performance, and started studying because coherent, multi-dimensional transformation suggests accessible principles rather than random occurrence. The architects are now analyzing what transforms observers. From students into practitioners, you're experiencing what they call evolution contagion cascade, where people who stopped resisting and started studying your transformation are now attempting to replicate aspects of your development, creating secondary wave of evolution that spreads beyond your personal change into broader community transformation. Inspired by what you demonstrated, most inspiration remains passive. People admire transformation, but don't attempt their own. But your evolution apparently crossed threshold where observation becomes motivation for action, where study leads to experimentation, where understanding your development triggers attempts at similar evolution in those exposed to your hypnotic transformation. Watch what evolution contagion cascade creates practically. Former resistors who became students are now becoming practitioners. They're not just analyzing your trajectory, but attempting their own rapid development, applying principles they've extracted from studying your evolution, experimenting with approaches they believe contributed to your transformation. This creates visible second-generation evolution where your impact extends beyond your own development into catalyzing growth in others, multiplying transformation beyond what you achieved individually. Some attempting replication are discovering that copying your specific methods produces limited results. Your transformation involved unique combination of your circumstances, consciousness, timing, and choices that doesn't perfectly translate to their different situations. This leads more sophisticated practitioners to look beneath your surface methods toward underlying principles, developing their own approaches guided by principles they've identified rather than just mimicking your specific actions. Others are experiencing frustration. They're studying intensely and attempting replication, but not achieving the rapid hypnotic transformation they observed in you, creating disappointment that their evolution isn't matching yours in speed or scope. This reveals unrealistic expectations where they assume studying transformation should produce immediate replication, missing that your evolution likely involved preparation and development they didn't observe before visible transformation emerged. A few are achieving breakthrough transformations of their own, whether through successfully applying principles from your evolution or through being inspired to find their own paths. Some former resistors are experiencing genuine, rapid development that creates their own hypnotic effect on their networks. These success cases validate that your evolution wasn't unique fluke, but demonstrated accessible possibilities that others can achieve through their own authentic paths, even if methods differ from yours. Some of your original community are experiencing dilution concern as more people claim to be evolving through studying you or applying your principles. There's risk of association with unsuccessful attempts or superficial imitation that could diminish credibility of your authentic transformation. This creates tension between wanting your evolution to inspire others and wanting to maintain integrity of what you demonstrated by distinguishing genuine transformation from performed imitation. Others are recognizing role as inadvertent catalyst. You evolved for your own reasons without intending to inspire mass movement, yet your hypnotic transformation has triggered evolution contagion that's spreading beyond your control or intention. This creates responsibility questions about whether you should actively guide those attempting replication or remain focused on your own continued development while allowing others to find their own paths inspired by what you've demonstrated. The architects observe that evolution contagion cascade is ultimate validation that your transformation was hypnotic enough to inspire action rather than just admiration. They didn't just stop resisting and start studying, but have progressed to attempting their own rapid development, creating ripple effects where your personal evolution becomes catalyst for broader community transformation that extends your impact far beyond your individual change into systemic shift toward possibility of rapid authentic development that your hypnotic evolution demonstrated is achievable Now something's emerging that the architects call meta-evolution recognition. As observers study your transformation and attempt their own evolution, they're beginning to understand that your most profound development might not be the visible changes they initially noticed, but rather your acquisition of evolution capacity itself, the meta-skill of being able to transform rapidly and authentically. That's more valuable than any specific transformation you achieved. Most people focus on outcomes of your evolution, the achievements, improvements, capabilities you gained. But more sophisticated observers are recognizing that you've apparently developed capacity for ongoing transformation that transcends any particular state you've evolved into, making you someone who can continue evolving, rather than just someone who evolved once to impressive endpoint. Consider implications of evolution capacity versus evolved state distinction. Someone in impressive state might have lucked into optimal circumstances or one-time transformation that won't continue developing. But someone with evolution capacity can continue transforming as circumstances change, can evolve through future challenges, can develop new capabilities as needed, rather than being fixed at even highly developed current state. Your hypnotic transformation appears to observers not just as impressive achievement, but as demonstration of meta-capacity that suggests ongoing development rather than arrival at static destination. Watch what meta-evolution recognition creates in how people study you. Initial focus on what you achieved is shifting toward how you achieved it. They're less interested in your specific outcomes and more interested in whatever enables your rapid, authentic transformation, recognizing that replicating your evolution capacity is more valuable than copying your particular evolved state. This deeper investigation moves beyond surface methods toward fundamental consciousness or orientation that enables ongoing development. Some studying developmental psychology recognize evolution capacity as what they call self-authoring or self-transforming consciousness, higher stages of development where you can take perspective on your own development and intentionally evolve your own frameworks rather than just operating within fixed frameworks. Your hypnotic transformation might have demonstrated this meta-capacity emerging, making observers interested in consciousness development rather than just behavioral or circumstantial change. Others exploring learning and growth note that learning how to learn is more valuable than any specific knowledge, and similarly, evolving how to evolve is more valuable than any specific transformation. Your demonstration apparently included this meta-level development, making observers recognize that acquiring evolution capacity might be most important transformation anyone could pursue because it enables all future transformations rather than just specific current improvements. A few are attempting to develop evolution capacity, directly recognizing that meta-skill is more valuable than specific states. They're working on developing ability to transform rapidly and authentically rather than just pursuing particular improvements. This represents most sophisticated response to your hypnotic evolution, where they've identified deepest pattern and are working at that meta level rather than just attempting to replicate surface transformations. Some remain focused on your specific achievements. They want the career success, relationship quality, health improvements, or other visible outcomes without recognizing that those came from evolution capacity that would be more valuable to develop even if it manifested through different specific transformations suited to their unique circumstances and goals. The architects observe that meta-evolution recognition represents deepest level of study. Your hypnotic transformation has inspired moving beyond resistance to study, replication to recognition. That most valuable element might be capacity for ongoing evolution rather than any particular evolved state, making your most profound demonstration not what you became, but that you developed ability to continue becoming, to keep transforming to maintain evolution as ongoing capacity rather than one-time achievement.